Hey guys, welcome back. This is the build video of the Ranger 2400, the Volantex 757-900. So, if you are just now coming back and you watched the previous video of the unboxing and you're coming in to see this now, I love you so much better than a fat kid loves cake. Cool. Let's get started. So let's go ahead. I've already put some stuff together. One of the first things that I've done is I already assembled the tail. You're going to want to do that before you just mount the horizontal stabilizer onto the fuselage. The screws are actually going to be going onto this bottom plate just below. So in that way it's going to end up looking like this. Now, let's just go ahead and get started. We're just going to go ahead and mount that. But first thing that we're going to want to do before the tail, and I'll show you why in a second. But go ahead and grab 2 screws. There we go. 2 of those screws. You're going to mount the tail wheel first. One of the things is, once you do that, it'll be a lot easier to mount it, to get it set up for the to connect it directly to the rudder. So we're just going to go ahead and do that first. Kind of likes to escape from me a little bit sometimes. Now remember, if you also have like a rough landing and it doesn't, like the tail wheel kind of falls off or whatever, the little plastic piece over it, you can actually hot glue it. No, not hot glue. Epoxy. That'll actually work really well. There we go. Because it's just being held on by 2 screws, which isn't so much of a big deal, but not always preferable to. What I would actually recommend is epoxy and setting the glue, or setting the screws in. Okay, so now we have our tail wheel. And this little piece is what's important. This right here is what's going to go straight onto your rudder. So now, here we go. We got 2 screws, which I'm going to just end up finding out where the heck you put 2 screws, because I've already got 2 extra manuals. So, all right. So, control surfaces, they move freely. All right. Good. Everything is all matched up. So that little bar that goes on to for the rudder, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to slide it on first. It's going to be a bit tight. You got to make it down all the way and then seal it. So now the rudder is locked in and it won't pop out either, which is cool. All right, now to get our 4 screws, and make sure that it's nice and snug on there. So once again, this aircraft is actually going to be fitted with iNav, and it's going to be having a compass and a GPS on it as well. So because this is a long-range build, you do want to have compass on there as well. Well, at least I do. A lot of other pilots, they'll just fly with GPS, but you, at the same time, you don't exactly get all your flight instruments and everything else on OSD. Also, you don't get waypoint missions as well without the compass. So let's see. It's good to have all that when you're doing long range. All right. We're just going to get these all fitted here. So there's going to be two screws on each side, 4 in total for this one. I guess we could just go ahead and say it's 6 for the entire tail assembly. 8 if you're including the tail wheel attachment. There we go. All right, now Now, with that being said, I'm probably going to come back to this and probably do what I was saying earlier with the tail wheel and putting epoxy in. Because sometimes when you're screwing in plastic parts, if you guys remember like the radio controlled planes that you would get from Radio Shack, that would have like the plastic fuselage, it's that same material. It's honestly that same material from like the large 2-channel airplanes that you would get. Honestly, I would probably recommend getting it glued down there as well as getting screwed down there too. Just make sure that when you do install the screws, that the screws are actually put down gently. You don't want to strip them because that'd be why. All right. Now,
at least you have these 2 extra screws though.
Yeah, but those 2 extra screws ain't gonna do you anything. Not if the part that you're trying to screw it into is stripped.
Real?
All right. So the rudder already has its own horn built in. So you're good there. Now your other control horns are right here. So this is what I love about these ones, okay? They're basically the snaps. They're the same way, it's like the same stuff that you use for, it's like the same stuff that are on zip ties. So just pop it in place, attach it on, push. And it's good to go. Cool. By the looks of it, I think I have extra. Sweet. And then you'll have that fully assembled right there. We will get to the servos and the push rod shortly. Let's see here. Okay, the landing gear. So this has 2 types of landing gear. The first one is basically the all-terrain, which these are actually foam tires, like really, really strong foam tires. Let's see. Okay. So that little toolkit and everything else, this is it. So one of the things you're going to want to make sure is on some of these it was kind of pushed in a little bit and it kind of locks it. Make sure that you actually have a gap right there on that last nut and everything, so it doesn't lock up on you during takeoff or landing. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to pop that through And there's two, number 4, I think they're number 4s, the locking nuts. So, pretty much it. Let's go ahead. There we go. All right. Oh, I have it on the wrong one. There it is. Second one from the end. There's one wheel. And the other one. I'm just going to do that. Yay. All right. There we go. And that's that for the mains. All right. Now the 2 screws are actually in the baggie that also came with this. This is actually going to be your cover. So this will actually, the wheels, the center of the wheels into the holes will go forward. You stay there. Okay. Just as that will go forward, this will go forward too. Oh, I thought I lost a screw. All right. So these are like the 3/4 inch M4s, I believe, or M8. I don't know. I forgot. I don't know all my screws. All I know is that they were actually made for the landing gear thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Never knew. Our little secret.
Our little secret. Yeah, those that are watching, it's our little secret.
Yeah.
All right, now, hooray, it's on there.
Is it?
I don't freaking know anymore. Nice. Okay. Cool. Next. Not too much. Just keep in mind too. These flaps, they open, or no, I'm sorry, they go up and down full, just like ailerons do. But for this build, we are going to be doing just flaps. So we're going to be centering these. We're going to be sending the servo all the way out. Why that's there that far, I have no idea, but okay. The tape was kind of in the way. All right, so first flap hinge done, or flapper on, because I guess.
Why not?
Yeah. Either or. I just overheard this thing tell me that it identifies as an aileron, so we'll see. Maybe we'll probably have a higher roll rate. We'll see.
Are you sure the plane doesn't identify as a car?
No, actually, this thing will identify as an MQ-9 Reaper by the time I'm done with it.
Oh.
All right, now. Boop. All right. And that is done. Okay, cool. There's the first one. There's so many. Oh. They got lazy at the factory, that's what happened. They're like, no, the guys can take care of this. All right, there. 2 notches, that's perfect. So 2 clicks. 1, 2. All right, there we go. That's done. Now,
Squeak, 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 squeak.
no, I think we could actually have crow air brakes on this thing later on if we wanted to. Just need to figure out how to program that. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't know how many times I got to stress this when I say this, but get a servo centering device. A servo tester, I mean. Oh, my leg. Okay, so this one I'm actually really happy to have. Let's see which one I'm going
You want to
to
explain for the viewers that don't know why we should get one of those?
So, okay, yeah, actually, that's a really, really good point. You're going to want to get one of these because when you have your sticks at 0, like when you're not even having your fingers on anything, you want all your control surfaces to be centered and then worry about the trim later on when it's fully built and in the air. That's going to be like the #1 thing that you're going to want to check. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there fighting the entire thing. The autopilot's going to be fighting that as well. Keep that in mind too. When you're running a, it doesn't matter if it's a wing, a VTOL, anything with movable control surfaces. You want to have a device that'll actually center all your servos. That's like the #1 thing.
So
I can
that's
honestly
the
say.
balancing act.
Yeah, pretty much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test to see which one is it. Yeah, you can actually see or identify which one you're moving to. So, cool. So, little trick with the flaps. Actually, you know what? We're going to do this. Why don't we do this? We're going to figure out which direction is which. What? I didn't move. Hang on a second.
Maybe it's the other one.
Is it the other one?
Do it.
Okay,
Oh, you
cool.
got it.
All right, now you want to have the servo horn into the full aft position. Reason being is if you're going to be putting the just flaps on these and not do the ailerons or the gosh, I tried. If you're not going to be running the full,
But not for fat fingers.
no, it is not. It is really not. There we go. All right, let's just do this. All right. So if you're not going to be running it with like the full flaps and everything, it actually is better if you do it this way. So you have it centered, you install it straight up and down, lock it in place. Now I want you to zoom in because this is what's going to be important. So with this locked in place and set up to the center position, you're going to put it, I guess for this it's on max. You want to have it all the way to the aft, and this is how you set up balanced flaps. All right. I'm going to take a control horn. We're going to put it on that one. And we're going to get it all the way to the position. I think that's good. All right, now before we even click it in, we gotta check, see if it's lined up and centered. Let's go ahead and open it just a couple. Good, good. All right, now, reason why it's all snapped into place. Now, the reason why is when you go to set your flaps, it should look like this. There we go. Perfect. I like that a little bit better. Now, when it goes back into the other position, it's already set. Cool. That's good. Now, same story for the ailerons. You want to do that. I'm gonna save some time here, and we're only gonna do this to just one wing because we're gonna try to make the video as short as possible. But go to this one. There we go. Just double check, make sure it's centered. Okay, centered. Vertical. Screwed in. Oh man, my next step is going to be to figure out where I'm going to be putting the little E-flite drop modules on this thing. That's going to be sweet. All right, so it comes with both the long push rods and then the short ones specifically for the ailerons and flaps. One of them, which I'll find out later. But let's go ahead and get this done here. Put it in there. And I like to have a good moderate throw. So we're gonna put it on the bottom, or no, the second one that's closest to the wing. There we go. All right, good. So that's not balanced. So now we get to adjust that straight to the position. Not balanced, not yet. Awesome, much happier with that. All right. Okay. Also, it did come with these little tubing pieces. So just going to do that. And then that way it just locks it all better into place.
So it's just to make sure it's more secure.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to upgrade these push rod ends to, I'm thinking the little metal ones.
And where can you get those at?
I think we could, I mean, you can get them over at your local hobby shop. You can also get them online. There it is. Cool. Right on. And it should look just like this. That's gonna be nice. All right. Now, there we go. Done. And just gotta recenter these. There we go. Cool. Right on. So, you ready for the big part? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So these wings. Now, what'll also help too is that these are also marked. These little connectors. So it's good to see those in standard these days. I believe that they are connected onto a Y harness. All right, so keep this one in mind too. That way you don't lose it into the wing. The small one goes into the forward hole. Just closest to the leading edge. The largest one right at the CG mark. It's plastic, and these are aluminum.
Total sense.
Yeah. Cool. Just like that. All right. Now
For the big part.
for the big. This is getting too big. I think I'm in a mistake. All right. Be careful. We're gonna have a fun time.
We need a whole nother bedroom.
No. We need to move out of a one bedroom and go to our place back in Charlotte.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Okay. So, you have your things connected. You just push it right on in, and then it clicks. Something I did not mention. If you've had one of these Volantex Rangers before, I've never had one, so I'm just learning. There's this little tab here, right there, to release, and it's a easy build and easy disassemble and transport. So just click. Pull. There's that. I am so scared of flipping.
Too many planes? No. Time to move? Yes.
Are the planes big enough? No. Let's get him a 2400 millimeter class and just watch him put it together in a small one bedroom apartment along with like 32 others. There's more than that. There's a lot more than that. Yeah, there you go. All right, now click. Oh yes, that's gonna make for a really amazing size. Really amazing UAV.
Face it this way.
Hmm?
Face it this way.
Oh, turn it around.
Like, put it up.
I don't know how I'm gonna.
Yeah, that. There you go.
This thing is redonkulous. It's huge. I might
Queen
actually-
size bed. If you didn't watch the first video, this is a queen size bed. And it is bigger than the bed.
Yep. It's actually bigger than that. I mean, of course, it is bigger than that 91-inch 70cc NG that I have. So.
Yep. All the way to the ceiling.
Yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be really awesome, really interesting. Like I said, I was really hoping that it wasn't gonna come with the stickers on it, but I mean,
It looks good.
it looks good, I guess. Yeah.
See, with you being able to do a FPV that see your world from a new perspective would be perfect.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm gonna do stealth stuff to it. I mean, this thing probably has a big radar cross section. If these things could be detected on radar, because I know my last one for sure couldn't. All right, so that's it, guys. I cannot wait to show you guys the Maiden. Stay tuned for it, and happy flying.
Till
We'll see you
next
soon.
time.